Started the game at Princes Park, and it started quite sensationally here. A free kick immediately to McGuane, and there was a fight in the goal square moments ago involving Seacamp and Watson. Collingwood go to half forward. No changes to the two teams. Francis, surprisingly, in a long-sleeve jersey on a day like today. The ball goes towards half forward, right in pursuit with him, Dundas.
Wind and Francis are at it on the 50-metre line. Bruce, Wind the instigator on that occasion. Let a bit of a roundhouse right go.
Abbott goes against Morwood and wins the tap. Dundas tried to give it off in a hurry. And this game very willing early. Free kick to Brown. And advantage is played.
Fitzroy player down, 2 behind play.
And Watson goes in for an opening goal and scores.
Well, a lot happening early in this game. Fitzroy player down on centre wing.
50-metre penalty after that last bit of business, though. Fitzroy were getting a free kick.
So cancel the Watson and make it a 50-metre penalty. So it's been a bright, breezy and vigorous start here as Fitzroy then go to half forward. Held up by Fraser. Richardson, leg, gets a bounce away and then goes from centre half back towards centre wing.
Blakey goes back, claims the mark, plays on immediately. Stevens, volatile start this one. Dundas has got the ball now. Akin to a grand final. Paxman goes up, missed it, behind Abbott, juggles it, claims the mark and is paid. Lynch has started at full forward. The kick goes down towards the pocket. Pert's there, Lynch, great mark, not paid. This is Kelly across the goal face. The mark is held by Woods. Plays on, a little chip pass intended for Gavin Brown. A lot of courage shown there, and Roos was very late. He was 2 steps late.
50 metres that one.
Quite right.
Alastair Lynch is also hurt. Down at full forward, he's limping.
So Gavin Brown, with the assistance of 50, comes up beyond the wing.
That's not 50.
Not much of a 50. Down towards the pocket. McGuane the target. Abbott leads back close to the boundary line. It's still in. Now it's out. Deliberate, says the umpire, against Abbott. And McGuane will get the free kick in the pocket.
Big Ronnie, who scored from the pocket last week in controversial circumstances when James Manson was supposedly injured. But this is even a tougher draw for him. Improves the angle, check side, doesn't time it at all well, kicks it across the ground. Opportunity was for Kelly, unable to take it, and forcing it out was Paxman. Collingwood attacking. Good crowd in attendance. Important match for both teams. Starcevich was looking for a free kick. Abbott went to ground. Francis was over the top. Gale's in there. And Dundas eventually coming out, but it'll be a ball up. Broderick on the bottom of that pack. Breezy day at Princes Park. Shane Harrison, Brian Sheehan, the umpires, have already had their hands full here. Starcevich, Abbott won it. Brown's quick kick didn't go far. Away by Broderick, his left foot, but missed there by Saunders. Just the breeze taking it a bit further than he expected, and Monkhorst just paddles it over the line at centre wing.
Quite a few of the players very conversational at the present time as well. Throw in on the wing then. Monkhorst in front. Paxman conceding some size. Monkhorst gets it down. Those packs are very rugged at the present time, and Collingwood getting a free out there. And I think it will be paid to Saunders. No, 50 metres, some indecision. It was supposed to, I think, go to Gavin Brown. And the man on the mark, Blakey, eventually gave it to Kelly. The crowd making a lot of noise, and obviously the umpires having difficulty being heard out there. Initially Watson running on, kicking a goal. Maybe he didn't hear the whistle, and that time I think Blakey was a little confused. Still,
I don't think so. I think he was trying to hold up play, Dennis. He knew it was a free kick.
Well, it didn't work out too well because Brown will kick from about 45 metres out now. Good looking kick, just off target and behind. So the first score of the contest. And we've occupied about 4 minutes. It's been a hectic 4 minutes so far.
Straight down the centre, great kick, almost to the centre circle. Monkhorst fists it away. Wright, who's been in very good form in the last 3 or 4 weeks, Chips a pass towards Russell, up to centre wing. Pressure put on him from Morris. Quick handball by Brown was missed. And Fitzroy are eager, there's no question about that. There's an article written in the Melbourne paper this morning saying that their whole style has changed. It revolves around the way their coach used to play. They've become fierce tacklers, and today they've tried to put some body pressure on Collingwood right from the start. Paxman goes in the ruck against Starcevich. Two untraditional ruckmen, you'd say. Running players and not quite the height of the modern day ruckman, but it's the way it's been going in the last couple of years. Starcevich, who played for Western Australia on Tuesday night.
Bounce on the wing. Starcevich and Paxman, won by the latter. Saunders hard against the boundary line. High kick down towards half forward. Well, Fitzroy there. Stevens up, missed the mark. Seacamp leads back in the race but runs out of space and time, and it will be a throw in. Marcus Seacamp, the first man taken in last November's draft, played for Western Australia on Tuesday night. Paxman wins it down. Morwood left without it. Gale had it, then lost it. Roos slung as he kicked, gained about 20 metres and found Broderick across half back. He kicks towards midfield. Wheeldon awkward on the centre square area. Brilliant pick up there by Lyon. Lyon swings it down towards half forward. McCormick's in front, goes to ground. Gayfer on top of him, and another whistle. So ball up just inside the attacking 50 for the Lions. So far Collingwood have done the bulk of the attacking. Breeze going across the ground from the members' wing to the outer. Rucks go at it. Monkhorst gets it down. Richardson over the ball, going nowhere. Eventually it spills out wide. Favours Lyon, arching his back as he went. Gets the hand pass off to Wheeldon, who had no time, and it's out of bounds.
Lyon, one of the unlucky players, was in the squad for Victoria, missed out, but had a very good year. He's been one of the stars in the revitalisation for Fitzroy. Dundas caught, gee, with some strength, was able to shrug off a couple of tackles. Gayfer, McCormack, Pert, Lynch. Pert goes to ground, concedes a behind, and scores a level at Princes Park. Fitzroy get their first behind and their first score today. And the man who has worn the Fitzroy Guernsey with such distinction in the past, about to bring it back in.
Very slow. There's Monkhorst. He's finally found him with that kick out, Pert.
Kelly, good strong mark in the front. Sweeps a handball to Richardson, one of the quiet achievers at Collingwood. A high ball. Maud getting into position. Gee, Roos with a round arm there. Starcevich, Russell running onto it. Caught. Very good tackle. Morris's handball to Wine. Wine's left foot. He should have gone the other way to Roos, and he kicks it out of bounds on the fall. Roos was square and free if he was able to see him, but he went on, I feel, pulled the wrong string, and now Woods to bring it in from about 60 metres.
It's a good tackle on Russell. Should have been rewarded with a free kick.
Alastair Lynch at full forward. I think predictable coming into the game. Interesting though, McCormick on the forward line. Perhaps trying to give Gayfer something to think about and maybe exploit him. There goes the kick towards the kick-off line, off hands. Dundas against the flow, did brilliantly. Hot handball though, caused a few problems. Some apprehension there for Stevens, who then proceeds to give the ball away. Kicks it straight to Brown.
Ooh, the handball was all right. Brett Stevens fumbling.
So Brown just outside the 50. A point apiece. Brown goes in short, too short. Wine, almost as if it was kicked to him. To Roos. Towards midfield. Abbott's the target. Kelly in from the side. Ball running free behind. This is Saunders. Just forward of the wing. Boots it out wide. Seacamp is favoured by the kick and gets it out of mid-air. But proceeds to put it out of bounds on the full at left half forward for Collingwood. Well, it came to him at about knee height. He had a decision to make. He elected not to go for the mark as the short one comes in from Manson, taken by Saunders.
Well, poor kick. The target was going to be Richardson, but it didn't get there. Here's Lyon. He'll probably run with Brown today. Dundas, not much gain there. Kick accurate. Well, had it been, Wheeldon would have been able to snap it up and Darren would have been away. One of the enigmatic figures in the AFL on his day or night. Exciting. And there's a feeling there's a maturity about his football in the last few weeks. Abbott, Moncourse allowing Blakey to come over the top and thump it out. So Fitzroy competitive without any doubt, but perhaps with the scoring men. They've gained about 5 or 6 metres from that performance. So will Blakey go again, or will Wright stop him in his tracks here? Abbott and Moncourse together. Body to body. Ineffective. Wright thumps it on. Wheeldon and also Brown and Broderick. Francis's quick kick. And able to gain 10 or 15 metres, but put it out on the full. So ineffective in the end. Gale short as wind on the up, under pressure, able to get it back, and Blakey now bangs it to full forward.
High kick, it hangs in the air. Pert comes over the top, angles it towards the boundary. And the tackle was high on Harding. The kick goes on and hits the post, but I think the ball will come back, will it? It will indeed. And will be taken by Harding. Right on the boundary line, in the right full forward pocket. Runs around, opens the angle, snaps and puts it through. Oh, terrific goal. Marvellous kick by Harding. First goal of the game. And Fitzroy lead by that margin.
Well, I've seen many players over the years attempt to do what Harding did on that occasion. They either hook it viciously or it goes straight across the goal face and over the boundary line, out of bounds on the full. But that was a terrific kick by Harding. Opened up the angle, confident on his left foot.
7-1. Fitzroy leading at Princes Park. In an energetic opening here. Paxman, Dundas running onto it with Woods. Well played there by Baldwin. McCormack looks for a free and will get it. Playing, as Dennis said earlier on, Gaffer.
It's interesting on that bounce down, Bruce. Collingwood, to my reckoning, had 3 fellows in there. Fitzroy had 4.
And going for goal, Paxman with a long one and getting the distance from behind.
Saunders was by himself on the back line for Collingwood on that occasion.
So Pert, who was best and fairest at Fitzroy 3 years ago, going to finish his career as a Magpie. Moncourse his target. He's outnumbered. Abbott runs across in front of him. Wheeldon at the back, and Blakey was 3-1, and Fitzroy probably should have done better in the end. And Collingwood with a reprieve with a throw in.
A little bit of confusion out there. The Collingwood runner has run out to Saunders. I mentioned that Saunders was a loose man in that last bounce down.
Broderick's got the ball. Down he goes, wrestling with Francis. And we'll have a bounce about 65 metres out from Fitzroy's attacking goal. Collingwood started briskly enough, but Fitzroy have dominated the last 5 minutes or so. 8 plays 1. Moncourse gets it down. Dundas couldn't control it. Abbott out of the congestion. Floats one down towards the 50. Paxman eyes only for the ball but couldn't hang on. Lehman the hurried kick back towards the wing. Starcevich on his chest. Starcevich looks across the ground, will put it to space, and does. Coming up the ground, young Watson almost hung on, spilt from his hands. Fraser sliding in. Gale the hand pass. Seacamp's got it now. Away to Roos. Squares the handball. Wind up from the back pocket. Can go towards Wheeldon on the outer side. He's too nimble for Starcevich, but then proceeded to drop the mark. And the ball goes across the boundary line and will be thrown in. Just over 13 minutes remaining. It's 1-2 to a behind. The Lions lead.
Starcevich. Paxman, free kick, Paxman. The 21-year-old. He's playing his 25th game today in AFL. Centre square. Almost a half volley there by Harding. Now Gale. It's a good handball to him. Harding got rid of it in a hurry. Abbott tried to shuffle it out. Well played by Saunders to Brown. Chip past to Starcevich with some space, but very wide. Watson and McGuane providing a target. Morwood all on his own takes the mark.
Paul Roos's man. Roos 30 metres in front. Or was it Stevens here? No, Roos was down the ground. Stevens was out in front.
Morwood from about 35 metres, directly in front, really should goal. Drop punt over the top, hooks it, misses. So behind to Morwood, and that looked relatively simple, and the 30-year-old has missed. So it's 8-2. Harding the goal scorer, and Caven to bring it back in. He's a magnificent kick, and he's kicked that to centre wing again, where Roos was outnumbered. So fullbacks have got a lot of confidence in their targets today. Shuffled over the line by Saunders. Boundary throw in.
Roos has got the habit of running down the ground. Maybe on that occasion he was caught out with Morwood by himself at centre half forward.
Dundas tries to barge his way through, gets a high tackle. You know, I guess, Don, if he's given a free hand, as long as someone sweeps at the back and mops up for him, it's okay. But they were caught out there. There's Kelly. From half-back. Centres half forward. Missed by Baldwin, missed by Roos, taken by Morwood. Left foot high. Watson and Seacamp back there. Caven coming in with McGuane. Play on call. Quick kick by Seacamp and close to out of bounds on the full, but not. Watson going on with it with Seacamp for a moment. Remembering they were jostling before the first ball was bounced.
Thought he was handled unfairly on that occasion. Watson dragged to the ground. Should have been given a free.
Starcevich, uncontested, Wine hurriedly towards the boundary line. Dundas can't keep it in. Throw it in, says the central umpire. A real feeling about this game.
It's down in the forward pocket at the other end of the ground. Lynch and Pert manhandling one another.
They would go back a ways. Starcevich gets it down. Morris slaps it out. Morwood after it, confronted there by Stevens. Lehman crashed into him. Watson emerging, or trying to, with a football. And a whistle. Frenetic pace. This game between Fitzroy and Collingwood. The stakes are high. Collingwood currently second on the premiership table. Fitzroy knocking at the door of the 6.
Interesting, the emergency umpire down the other end of the ground speaking to Gafer, Wield, and also Pert and Lynch.
It's Horse. Dundas. Morris has got it. Down goes Francis, taken from behind. He must get a free kick on the outer side. Well, they're taking no prisoners at the moment. And Francis has this ball at left half forward. I'd venture to say too far out to score. Johnny Francis goes in short. It deflects off the man on the mark. Gale straight arms his way past one and another. No, he ricochets off the second and goes out of bounds. Well, dashing run by Michael Gale. Francis comes back to him, but when it counted, Gale won. Now a throw in, left half forward. Paxman against Starcevich. It falls to Stevens. Hurried kick around the boundary line on the outer side. McGuane goes back with it. It runs away from him, and we'll have a throw in.
Here's Broderick with Brown, and McGuane has Lyon. And just how those two clashes sort themselves out today could well decide the outcome. Lyon looks for a free kick, gets one, got a high tackle. It was indiscriminate because they were just off the football at that stage, not contesting it. Well, a little give so that McCormack can get a stat for a moment to centre half forward. Harding misses Baldwin. Woods was there to try and stop the flow. Lehman just round the corner, clever in the end. Woods, who was excellent last week against Geelong. Morwood just too far the stretch. Roos behind him, out of play.
I can't get over this Fitzroy side. I saw them 12 months ago down in Hobart. They played Hawthorn and they were pitiful. I just cannot get over this side today.
Starcevich goes against Paxman. Dundas has done very well in the opening 20 minutes. That's not a good kick. Kelly. McGuane's working for him and he finds him. Lyon unable to run him down. McGuane, a centering kick to McEwen. It was a good mark. A very good kick and a clever mark by Ronnie. He's not the most accurate kick in the competition, but he has kicked 17 goals this season. And Collingwood without their ace up forward today in Dacos, so he's going to be relied upon to kick 4 or 5. High drop punt. Wynn gets hold of it in the end and forces it away. And the pattern of play, Don, has been to that side when Collingwood's been shooting for goal. 8-3.
Caven, who's normally a very good kick, taking some time. Oh, and that's a marvellous kick towards the outer side wing. Almost as if by decree, Roos is the target, but Collingwood are picking up on that pretty quickly. Here's McGuane. He goes in short. Russell just forward of the wing, charged down by Wind. It ricochets across towards Morris, who does pretty well. Lyon tries to go off the ground, gained about 5 metres. Down goes Francis, in goes McGuane. Abbott slaps it on. Opportunity for Monkhurst. Great desperation. Lyon
picked it up off the ground. Fitzroy, it's again to Collingwood, throwing the ball. The Fitzroy player on the ground scooped the ball.
Francis towards half forward. Starcevich, strong mark.
Had to sit on that occasion, Craig Starcevich. Had a quiet night on Tuesday night playing for Western Australia in the State of Origin against Victoria.
Just outside the 50. Long kick, misses to the close side, so behind. And Collingwood move to within 4 points.
Well, will Roos provide the target again? He's been outnumbered the last couple of occasions. Doesn't look like it this time.
Collingwood have got the outriders, Bruce.
So Caven goes bang, and this time Morris's target, but again Collingwood well placed, as Don said. Saunders able to take it and kick it to Watson on the 50-metre line. The teenager who started the season with a flurry and has just struggled a bit, but that's not unexpected. Now goes bang to the goal square with a very good kick. Roos getting back. Caven's there, has the pace for Woods. So Woods able to just hassle him enough to run it over the line.
Good play by Caven, well disguised. His intention was to put it over the boundary line.
Again, Paxman and Starcevich, who've done a lot of the ruck work today. Morwood outnumbered in the end. Here's Wine with a little bit of time. An awkward left footer, gets a bit of ground. Monkhurst, it sat beautifully for the big man. Able to shrug off the line tackle. Goes bang to fall forward. Big fly from the back was from McGuane. Francis read it like a rover. Was chopped off and again out of play. That's symbolic of Fitzroy today because they're tackling and smothering, and this first 20 minutes has been excellent.
Boundary throw in. Paxman works his way in front. Starcevich reaching over the top. My word, Francis goes in on those packs very aggressively. He's given away a free kick this time.
Fitzroy going to make a change. I think Paxman will go down forward. Abbott may be going onto the ball.
50 metres against Francis and or Starcevich. I'm not too sure who's paying the price out there at the moment, but the beneficiary is Jim Wine. He's up towards the wing. Goes short. Abbott getting free. Takes the ball just forward of the wing. Boots well inside the 50. Lynch and Pert down there. Lynch got a hand to it. It falls behind. Harding, who's kicked the goal so far, kicks it behind this time.
Just couldn't quite get onto it, Harding. Well roved.
He's quick, isn't he?
Well anticipated, wasn't it, the swoop on that?
Remember the MCG last year where he showed blinding pace in one match against Richmond, I think it was, and kicked a goal from the boundary line.
Here's Pert. The margin is 5 points. Harding acquired actually in a three-way deal involving the West Coast Eagles, St Kilda, and the trading of young Kickett, Dale Kickett, as the ball comes back inside the 50, and Pert, using his body, just a timely nudge on Lynch, takes this mark about 20 metres out from goal. Plays on now. Poise out of defence and uses the ball reasonably well. Brown didn't charge at the ball with his normal gusto as Stevens gets it away. Blakey gets it back to Gale. Gale towards half forward. Too much carry on the kick for the intended, but it goes to Wheeldon. I think it was meant for Paxman. Away it comes now to Broderick. Broderick goes long and hits the base of the post.
Surely that's a free kick. Yes, the umpire is going to play it, and it's about time. Shane Harris, the umpire there. To my right, Collingwood supporters behind the goals, throwing some litter onto the ground, but nonetheless, that's a free kick.
Well,
no good holding your head, Gary Pert, or shaking it.
He was the beneficiary against Adelaide. I think a similar situation. Modra went back on him when Adelaide kicked a goal at Football Park a couple of weekends ago. Same circumstances. Pert got the free that time. A goal was annulled, and this time Lynch may kick a goal. Pert coming back on him. Alastair Lynch for the second goal of the game.
Oh,
He's missed to the near side. Poor effort.
that should have been elementary. That was a shocking kick.
6 points the difference.
A tight game like this, you really have got to make everything count, and that should have been a goal.
So a let off for the Magpies and for Pert. Just waiting for it to come back. 6 points the difference at Princes Park. Big crowd in attendance, not quite full, but very healthy. Kelly at the back. Blakey is one of the veterans in this team.
I wonder if a team would be better advised, Bruce. I know Fitzroy are doing, Collingwood are doing, when they're congregating at centre-half back when those full-backs are kicking in, to kick it into the centre.
Well, they've been going wide. And Blakey's short kick. Russell's handball was okay to Gayfer. It was the old 1-2. And then Russell swings it across towards centre wing. Woods his target. He took a while to get there, Woods, but Fraser was well tackled. Now Lyon, centre half forward, centering kick. At the back, McCormack got rid of a couple. Here's Lynch, can use Dundas, does now. Dundas has got wind if he wants to. It goes to full forward. It's a poor kick, really, but coming in from the side was Paxman. Russell, Paxman outnumbered in the end. And free kick to Saunders, and the advantage is played on. Yes, there were a couple of options there, and he kicked it basically to Russell, and Paxman did well in the end to actually put the pressure on. Here's Woods from the back pocket for Collingwood.
Be anxious to impress today, this young fellow, against his old team.
Yes, he played 13 games for the Lions. Hugs the boundary with a kick. Roos reaches over the top. Good mark. Plays on. Runs wide of the mark. Probing kick inside the attacking 50. What a magnificent kick. Lynch didn't have to break stride.
Very quick, Alastair Lynch. One of those gifted players and an all-round athlete as far as football goes. Probably the quickest man here at Fitzroy. Can jump probably higher than anyone else in the club. Playing at full forward, can play, and did play well last year at full-back.
Well, he's directly in front. A kick from about 40 metres out. Bad miss last time around. Stabs at this one. Didn't look very confident. He's missed to the right-hand side. So he's got it surrounded. 1-5 to 4 behinds. And just over a minute remaining in the term. So just the one goal coming. There was a fine goal too from Harding in the pocket. But it's been a game of defences. A real tough game of football, this one so far.
Pert, Moncourse, Kelly, not bad targets. Well done by Blakey at the back again, though. He's able to go over the top and fist it out of play. Moncourse was the shield for Kelly there. But Blakey's athleticism enabled him to just thwart that. Paxman, who's done pretty well in the ruck. And that hurled up again. So we're inside the final minute of this opening term.
Used his brains well on that occasion, Paxman. He's not big. Had he got into a jostling match with Monkhurst, he certainly would have got the hit out, stood back and used his speed, his spring. Wheeldon
and Gayfer getting involved too.
Yes, at full forward. We've already had the emergency umpire out to a couple of the forwards and defenders from that area. Missed by Baldwin. Off the ground by Wright. Here's Fraser playing his second game. He debuted against Adelaide. Well played to Morwood. Collingwood with the last chance here. Watson goes against Seacamp. It touched by Seacamp and rolls over for behind. Should be the final score in this opening term.
Harding's off the ground and coming on his guard for Fitzroy.
Strange, isn't it? 10 seconds remaining and you'd make a change.
I think he's injured, Bruce.
Oh, well, that's not strange.
Harding, that is.
Thanks for that. Half back. Here's Brown. Round the body. Collingwood need a mark to get a score. Well played at the back by Morrish. And the siren sounds on what's been a most entertaining opening term, with Fitzroy leading by a goal at 1-5 to 5 points. Start of the second term at Princes Park. Fitzroy going to the right, leading by a goal. And Moncourse goes against Paxman, who did a good job in the opening turn. Wine was upset really by Dundas there. He ran across his body and he was unable to get a kick. Strong tackle on Is it Broderick or McCormack at the bottom there? And it'll be a bounce down. Brian Sheehan and Shane Harris, the umpires. It's Broderick at the bottom of the pack. He's got the job on Gavin Brown. He's been relatively quiet. Francis a kick around the body. Well played, Stevens. Morris tries to break a tackle. Back to Stevens. Off one leg. Gets some distance towards Abbott at centre half forward. Off the ground by Saunders. And rolling, and out of play. Don, any changes at quarter time?
Well, I saw Turner's come onto the wing. He was warming up just before quarter time. He's going on to ball when Woods has gone off. That's an interesting move because I thought that Woods had done particularly well on ball when Baldwin hasn't had a kick and Woods has had at least 4 or 5.
Russell being harassed by Morris. Well played, Russell, to get it towards Starcevich. Here's Roos, who had a good first term. Up to centre wing, Abbott his target. Kelly with him. Well read by Richardson. Then paddles it towards the line. Here's Fraser. Only his second game today. He was very good against Adelaide when it was tight in the final term. Stevens, Starcevich, Morwood, Roos, Lehman. And Lehman's quick kick to give Collingwood a run.
Here's Brown. Can he keep it in? No, he can't. Gavin Brown, very close to best on ground on Tuesday. Just pipped, I'd suggest, by Stewie Lowe for the medal. Well held so far in this game. The margin is 6 points. The Lions lead. Lehman, very high kick. They'll contest about 20 metres out. Nobody touched the ball. Here's Watson. Watson pulls it back. Good looking. It's a goal. Collingwood get there first. It's been a long time coming. And it's a deadlock at Princes Park. 1-5 apiece.
Well, there's a bad hit out there by Paxman. I don't know why Paxman put it to that side of the pack. He should have been putting it across his left shoulder. Instead it went down onto his right side and Collingwood swooped on it. Just can't picture the fellow that took it away, but he was instrumental in getting the ball up to, it was Lehman who got it up to Watson. Can't afford to do those type of things in games like this.
All square at Princes Park, 1-5 apiece. Dundas out of the centre. It's been a busy rover. Wilden, well played against Richardson. Richardson keeps with him. Lynch unable to take a hot handball. Wilden butters up. Lynch goes off the ground. Ball out of play. Lynch queries. Missed a very easy shot in the opening term and another one that didn't look all that hard as well. He's kicked 10 goals in the 2 matches coming in. A 6 and a 4. But he really should have had a couple so far today. Abbott to do the ruck work against Moncourse. Here's Guard, who's come on for the injured Harding. Lyon, well played, can kick a goal. Bends it back from behind.
Now, Ross didn't even look at the goals on that occasion. He just slapped it away.
Almost felt, Don, that he had more time than he realised in the end. But Fitzroy lead by a point and Pert to bang it back in.
Goes to the outer side. Another massive kick. That's been a feature of the game, and Kelly takes a very good mark. Caven and Pert bringing the ball in, and they've had plenty of practice so far. They've been kicking a long way. McGuane is set a task. It runs behind, taken by Blakey. Gets it off to Morris, who boots it well inside the attacking 50. Pert gets a fist on it. Wheeldon running away from his own goal, met solidly by Turner. It spills back to Pert. Pert's clearing kick to midfield, and Brown with great courage goes in low to take the mark to McGuane on the break. McGuane inside the 50. McEwen was held, no free kick. Starcevich soccers down towards the pocket. Watson comes out. Was he held without the ball? Not according to the umpire. Francis hasn't got the carry on the kick. Fitzroy there in number. Stevens, still Stevens, did well, kept his cool, sends Blakey away. Blakey goes for distance to the outer side. Lyon, quick rebound opportunity now for the Lions as Lyon storms down the outer side, has a second bounce. Now he kicks it well inside the 50. McCormack's the target, was interfered with, nothing doing. Richardson off to Pert, to midfield. Again all Fitzroy. Blakey gathered the half volley brilliantly, runs to 45, settles and misses to the right-hand side.
Well, I beg to differ there, Dennis. I don't think he really did settle. He just blazed away. He really didn't alter his pace. Could have done a little bit more with it. There's really no pressure. He only put the pressure on himself on that occasion, John Blakey.
White gave him a shove into it in the end. Blakey playing well. Here's Pert. Goes bang with a long one again. Moncourse the target. Gets in the right position. Swings the handball to Graham Wright. who loves this setup with a bounce to Brown, to Francis. Well, that one probably wasn't required. To Starcevich, good tackle on him. Francis, can he make amends? A very quick handball to Wright. Collingwood have to regroup. Wright's kick, oh, Jim McGuane on his own. All alone. Gale was caught with minding Lehman, and McGuane was able to come in and take the mark. Ross Lyon, his opponent. Morwood goes short.
He's doing exactly what he did on Tuesday night, Mickey McGuane. He had a kick for goal on Tuesday night State of Origin game, and he was looking to the left. And again, he's doing the same. Is he confident in kicking for goal?
He kicked a couple against Western Australia, a long one. This one tucked away in the pocket. Drop punt. He's kicked it pretty well. This first, Collingwood in front, 2-5-1-7.
Doing well, Mick McGuane. Not to the fact he kicked that goal, but I like the way he's running down into the forward line, delivering the ball well. Picked up by Lyon, playing either half-back or wing. A lot of these players, I suppose, you could call them midfielders nowadays.
So the Magpies lead by 4 points. Under 20 minutes remaining till half-time. Rucks go at it. Monkhorst gets it down. Saunders. Mid-air wind, didn't go very far. Blakey pushed as he kicked. It fell in front of him. He goes again on his knees, does John Blakey. Rakes the ball in right on the whistle. So a bounce alongside the centre circle. And Collingwood have kicked the last 2 goals in this game. Monkhorst and Paxman. Paxman jumps early. Monkhorst does best. Got it down to Morwood. Very high kick inside the 50. Starcevich and Stevens. Awkward bounce. Caven comes over the top. Stevens has got it now. Falling hand pass. Roderick cleverly. Caven against the boundary line. Sends play towards the outer side half forward flank. Kelly goes back. Got a hand to it. Runs free behind. This is Richardson. Collingwood have got the numbers. There's a whistle. An illegal shepherd off the ball, was it? Well, that's a strange one. Collingwood were controlling the ball. Monkhorst was given a free kick. Richardson goes in short and finds Brown. Brown wasting no time, pulls it back towards centre half forward. McEwen's in front, should have hung on. Caven on his knees, gets it away to Stevens, and this is Seacamp, gets it to Blakey.
With a bounce, takes Gafer on and then goes bang to centre half forward. Wilden's in a good position, couldn't hold it. The snare by Lyon and kick a goal from 50, goes for it, hooks it. Doesn't quite make the distance, and it's a behind. So Fitzroy inaccurate here at 1-8 to 2-5. They've blazed away a bit. Critical time in the match because Collingwood has withstood the Fitzroy challenge early. Have steadied and now lead, and you have the feeling if they can kick the next 2 goals, they're going to take some stopping. They've got a bit of momentum. Fraser's kicked wide, out of bounds on the full. And Abbott to bring her back in. So my feeling is that Fitzroy's got to get a goal in the next couple of minutes. Abbott's kick to centre half forward. Lynch on his chest, misses it. Fraser mistimed it. Dundas got into the bottom of the pack. Now Francis takes a long time to control it. Gives it up in the end. Chance for Wilden off the ground. Rolling. McGuane concedes a behind. 1-9-2-5. 2 points the difference. Pert to bring her back in for Collingwood.
Well, they're playing like 2 sides minus their premier goal scorers. Dacus and also Osborne out of this respective sides. Collingwood and Fitzroy. Here's Lehman. Down goes Brown. Shovels it further afield. Kelly under pressure, enormous pressure. Collision between Baldwin and Gale, and as a result Collingwood got the ball. Brown booted it down towards half forward, but Paxman held the mark. Across the ground he comes. Roos, who'd run up from centre half back, likes to do that. Forward of the centre circle. Good pass. Finds Lynch on the lead. Well, he hung on to that one moments ago. He dropped a simple chest mark. That time he made sure he held on, and he'll kick it goal from about 45 metres out, maybe a little closer. If he kicks this, the Lions will lead by 4 points. Alastair Lynch. That's a better looking kick. He's had some opportunities today. That's the first one he's taken. And Fitzroy back in front. They lead 2-9 to 2-5.
Let's hope for Fitzroy's sake that gives him the confidence. He seems to be playing without confidence at the moment, Alastair Lynch. One of those fellows that really has worked on his game since he's come across from Tasmania. Came across as a skinny youngster as a forward. Really didn't have anything to offer as a forward. Went down back, started to play well. As you can see, really built himself up with weights and hard work.
21 to 17. Lynch's first goal. Fitzroy in front. Monkhorst wins the tap against Paxman. Roos runs across Morwood, gives Wind an opportunity. Brown closes. Roos, who's given Lynch a couple of wonderful chances today. Hassled by Morwood. Well played. Brown's handball very slow to Turner. Roos got back, got hurled. Could have got a free kick. Now Lehman. Quick handball to Francis at centre wing. Under pressure, left foot towards centre half forward. Starcevich and Stevens at the back. Well, pressure was good there on Paxman by Watson. Stevens, who's done well as a mopping up operation today. Here's Seacamp. Gets his kick finally, but does it badly to Francis.
Good pressure by those Collingwood forwards. Watson in particular. Also Turner. It's the reason that Seacamp pulled that kick.
Club champion last year, winning the Copeland. Francis, good kick to McGuane, who got rid of Caven. Watson's half volley okay. Russell, handball was hot, well played. Ronnie McGuane, great kick round the body, goal! Beauty, that one. Collingwood in front, 3-5-2-9.
Perhaps he should do that each time he gets the ball, Ron McGuane. Not look at the goal, just blaze away. Normally a right foot kick, but that time he found him deep in the left forward pocket. Just put it on the boot, blazed away. Collingwood's third goal, McEwen's first.
Marvellous goal, that one from Ron McEwen. Collingwood lead by 2 points. Back in the middle, Monkhorst stood there and knocked it down. Guard couldn't control it. Roos with courage dives on top of it. Francis on top of him. And a whistle. As he was going down, Francis, he had the arm in the air claiming a free kick.
It's worth a claim too, or worth a chance.
Well, Roos was the man who made the play there. Showed a lot of guts to go in after the ball. Monkhorst gets it down. Roos towards half forward. And the mark is held by Wielden. The third man in line. Lynch, good mark, good kick.
That's about the only way you're going to beat Gary Pert, because he is an exceptional body-on-body player, Pert. A lot of strength in the upper body, knows how to position it, but if Lynch can get away and lead like he did on that occasion, does catch Pert wanting.
Yes, well, he's not the quickest man over 10-15 metres, Gary Pert.
Doesn't like playing in front either, Pert.
I'm sure Fitzroy well aware of any chinks in his armour. So Alastair Lynch kicking at his second goal. And this to put the Lions back in front. Seesawing affair at Princes Park. Poor kick, it falls in short. Abbott, uncontested.
Well, that was a good pass, Dennis.
He may claim it. Although I don't think you'd own up to that. That was a shocker. It just wobbled off the instep. Around goes Abbott, opens up the goal and kicks it. So Fitzroy lead by 4 points. And suddenly we're seeing a few more goals now. After one came in the first term, we've had 5 in the opening 11 minutes of this second term.
Well, it was goal similar, I suppose, in a fashion to that of kick of Harding earlier, but Harding went onto his left foot. That time Abbott opened up the angle, but still went onto his right foot there. Kelly having 1 or 2 words. Made a change, Fitzroy, and Armstrong on, Baldwin off.
27 to 23, Fitzroy by 4 points. Monkhorst to McGuane. McGuane's kick straight up in the air. It'll be play on. Wine got a tap away. Richardson got rid of McCormack cleverly. It's been rather subdued today, McCormack, in his return to senior football. Now McGuane. Left foot to a space. Well, Russell's going to be outnumbered 3 to 1, and Fitzroy should really make something of it. Left foot by Armstrong. Blakey. Will he take McGuane on? Decides against it. Still a very good kick around the body. Kelly, left hand. Dundas misses it. Off the ground by Collingwood's Pert. And out of play. So good pressure there by Collingwood at the back. Abbott and Monkhorst. Abbott playing at centre half forward and doing a lot of ruck work, as you'd expect. McGuane's very quick kick. Russell in the front spot. Morris has been with him. Starcevich, good tackle by Stevens. The handball by Wilden. Monkhorst body to body with Abbott. Abbott's got him. Should be holding the footy. Play on called. Wind over the top. Handball out. Clever handball over the top by Guard. Dundas round the body. One-on-one. Lynch went for it. Pert at the back. It's still rolling. It's still rolling. Oh, well played, Pert. Turner. A Paddock. Confronts him. He should kick it to right, and he does. But it's too far. But Lehman might be lucky here. Went to ground. No free kick. Fitzroy able to hold it up now. McGuane. The handball. Lehman got rid of it in a hurry. Wright was waiting for it. Stevens. Well played, Fitzroy.
Armstrong inside the attacking 50. Lynch missed that one. Away comes Pert. Drives it around the outer side. Morwood up. Fitzroy there in number. McCormack over Morwood's head. And Roos
over the line.
Keep it in. Yes, it's out of bounds and will be thrown in on the wing. Well, they had 3-1 out there, Fitzroy. Didn't take full advantage of it. But they lead by 4 points. 3-9 to 3-5. Just under 11 minutes remaining till half-time. Thrown in on the outer side. Starcevich in front. Paxman behind. It's Paxman who wins it down. Turner knocks it back. Paxman taken high. Broderick slides in. Dundas, who's been very energetic. A very high kick. Gained only about 30 metres. Big pack at the fall of the ball. Comes to Stevens. Stevens a long kick down towards the kick-off line. Well, we've seen a lot of that today. Wrestling on the kick-off line. They didn't touch it. It's a goal. Brett Stevens kicked the goal from a long way out, and a la Stephen Silvani, we saw Lynch wrestling with the fullback, that time Gary Pert. The ball landed wide of them and ran on through the goal.
Well, the umpire in the wrong position to pay the free kick on the full back line between Lynch and Pert.
Well, who did you pay it to, though, Don?
Well, I would have paid it against Pert, because Lynch was trying to get away. Nonetheless, it's capitalised on by Fitzroy. A goal through Stevens.
10-point margin. Fitzroy's responded to the Collingwood challenge at 4-9 to 3-5. Monkhorst winning the tap. Broderick unable to take it. Gee, a line running through and nearly cleaning Broderick up. And now Brown and Francis getting heavily involved. A reaction there, no question about that. And a free kick to Fitzroy. So they were caught there, Collingwood.
Well, that's a way to keep control.
Nasty trait creeping into Francis's game, though. He's one of those players who goes in late on a pack just about every time. He needs to be careful.
Armstrong's kick, no free kick to Blakey, off the ground by Lyon, stopped by McGuane. Solid tackle on him by Blakey. And it's been fierce and ferocious from the opening bounce, or even before that. And that has been maintained in this second term. Fitzroy attacking. Collingwood, their third very big match in a couple of weeks. Gaffer's left foot went nowhere. Lyon was caught. Now Dundas should be able to get around Brown, unable to. Richardson there carries it over the line.
Manson about to come on for Fitzroy, for Collingwood.
Monkhorst, gee, getting into the back there of Abbott and giving away a free kick.
Well, why didn't they pay the advantage on that occasion? Because Fitzroy did control it.
Abbott now. Lynch outnumbered. Kelly in the front spot. Lynch takes it off him at the back. Mark paid to Kelly. And Lynch
He's
is
not too fit, Bruce. I didn't think he was fit early on either.
No.
Slipping again.
Definitely hobbling. Manson on.
And Kelly kicks it to him. Manson, left half back, wants to go by hand. Now decides to kick instead down towards the wing. Morris too tall for Francis. Francis did pretty well to wrestle him out of it and comes back and finds it on the ground. Away to Brown. Claimed from behind by Armstrong. Ball yard for you. This is Morris. Plenty of runners inside. Goes to Stevens, to Wine, to Blakey. Seacamp storming up from full back. alongside the centre circle, goes looking for Lynch. In from the side, Kelly.
Yeah, that should be a free kick to Pert.
Well, that's the way he's seen it. Gary Pert to get the free. Plays on immediately. McGuane sold into trouble. He was very cool in a crisis. Kicks it out wide, and Francis has it. The defensive side of left centre wing. Bright sunny day in Melbourne. And a good game of football this one. He goes looking for Brown. Full-chested though. Morris comes across and takes the mark.
Been a good pickup for Fitzroy.
Morris, who played 7 games with the Bombers, started at Richmond, goes to Broderick, who squares it once more to Wine. They've gone in a straight line from Morris across the ground to Wine. That would be the defensive side, the outer side. He goes in short to Blakey. Well, they've manufactured something eventually. Abbott, Stevens, gets it across to Guard. Guard 40 metres out, snaps a goal. Oh, terrific kick from 40. Jeremy Guard. And Fitzroy kick clear. They're 5-9, Collingwood at 3-5.
Well, he's come off interchange. They had numbers right in the centre square on that occasion, a series of handballs. I thought it might have come undone when Stevens got it, but he got it to Guard, who snap kicked from 50 metres out.
Well, the big margin in this game so far, 16 points, 39-23. They've kicked the last 3 goals, Fitzroy. Manson winning the tap. Morris caught by Francis. Then gets it out to Guard, who's kicked a great goal a moment ago. Lehman soccers it forward. Stevens running across the front. Been involved in the last couple of goals. Wine goes back cleverly, really, to Caven, who has time to balance and then kick with his left foot. Abbott versus Kelly. Been a good duel. Starcevich, well played, Francis. Little left footer, not so good. Right, free kick going against Fitzroy to right at half forward. Graham Wright. McGuane provides a lead, gets in front of Caven. The ball takes a while to get there. Caven.
Now, he really didn't have to do that, Caven, because number one, the sun was in McGuane's eyes. He was too far under the ball, and what has he done? Given away a stupid free kick.
Yes, it was, because the ball was gone, wasn't it? Just signalling that he went for the ball, but, well, his reflexes are not that slow, because the footy was well behind him when he hit poor old Ronnie in the head. And he kicked a sensational goal, McGuane, earlier in this quarter, a snap on his left foot. The angle's not that different this time, but a set shot right foot, and he's kicked it badly. Straight through for behind. Collingwood 3-6, Fitzroy 5-9, and McGuane with 1 goal 2 to his credit.
5 goals last week, McGuane.
This is Armstrong. Short passes. Well, he found Stevens. An element of risk in that. Wind across towards Seacamp. He drives it along the boundary. Pitch is just inside the field of play. Fraser's got it, dragged down. Collingwood there in number. Comes back towards Starcevich. And Dundas works it across the boundary line, so we've got a throw in. 5-9, 3-6. The margin is 15 points. After they led by 6 points at quarter time, the Lions have stretched it now. In the shadows of the grandstand, Abbott goes up and wins it down. This is Lyon. A lot of dash Lyon, but a rather untidy handball. Wright, who's been pretty quiet, met solidly by Wheeldon. It spills free. Oh, brilliantly played McGuane. Clever handball too. Lehman at close quarters to Wright. Plenty of runners alongside and in front. Taken by Turner, who has to go back against the flow, but feeds it out to Lehman. Lehman towards the pocket, and Watson. Well worked by Collingwood. So Watson will kick from just outside the 50. Haven't seen much of Collingwood this season, but I remember seeing this young man in a practice game against the Eagles in Darwin. He's a pretty good kick. He's right for distance, but not accuracy. Goes through for a minor score. 3-7 Collingwood. Fitzroy of 5-9.
Just 18 years of age. The young man at the Collingwood team, Caven, poorly timed, able to get away with it to Gale. Broderick, Wind, who's been a link today. Half forward, McCormack, Gafer, Richardson, and out of play. Fitzroy attacking with under 4 minutes remaining in the first half, so they lead by 14 points, and another goal here would be handy in a low-scoring game. It would give them a big cushion. Manson against Abbott. Manson went to ground in the end, and when he gets a free kick, he was just sliding down on Abbott. Swings it inside. Richardson from centre half back. Francis the target. High ball. Wine was at the back, really giving Francis little chance. Good tackle by Wright. Morrish, Blakey off the ground by Russell. Gets a bit of distance too. Lehman. Hip and shoulder was very good by Seacamp, but in doing so enabled Watson to get the run of it. Now Stevens to put some pressure on.
They're really using their hip and shoulder well, aren't they, Fitzroy? All those backmen. Also players further up the ground.
Brett Stevens, a much travelled footballer. Paxman gets it down. Lehman in trouble. Down goes Russell, met very solidly, off the ground by Armstrong. And the ball has gone out of bounds. It rolled out on the outer side wing. And we'll have a throw in. So Fitzroy have done very well in this term. 5-9 to 3-7. And Collingwood can't buy a goal at the present time. Manson knocks it down. Lehman, was he held? He got a kick off, but only as far as Gale. This one close to the boundary line, off hands. And it will be thrown in. Crowd out there, some of them at least, thinking it was out on the full. Hung in the air a long time. Abbott and Starcevich, body to body. Starcevich decisively. Gale been handy in the last 10 minutes or so, Michael Gale, although this one he sprays wide out of bounds on the full. And it will be a Collingwood free kick out there. To be taken by Alan Richardson.
Now Gayfer, obviously the man who was closest. Gayfer to centre wing. Manson using Paxman for a ladder. Brown missed Francis and then tried to butter up himself. You just feel at the moment that Brown and maybe a couple of the other Collingwood players have had the edge taken off them with a big performance against Geelong last Saturday on a heavy ground, and then such exceptional efforts on Tuesday night. It's hard for them to come again. Roos also, of course, captain Victoria, but had a more passive role. The kick close to the boundary line and in fact out on the full. So under a minute and a half remaining, and here's the Victorian captain in question. 3 times the best and fairest at this club. And a disappointing 1990, bounced back strongly last year. Wobble was a drop punt in the end, didn't time it properly, up to centre wing. Dundas caught, play on called. Wilden, rather Broderick being hurled, no free kick, eventually gets one. Wilden snapped with it, kicks it to Paxman, a good kick at centre half forward. Well, he's got 40 seconds remaining until half time, and he can goal from here. And this will give, if he does, Fitzroy a very handy break. Currently leading by 14 points. So you'd feel this is the last assault on goal in the opening half. Drop punt, kicks it very well. 6-9, 3-7. A very good lead in the context of this game, 45 to 25.
Well, getting down to centre half forward, his mobility, Paxman, he's got to use it. He's not big enough. He's got to leap. That leap's not helping him in the centre bounce, so he's got to rely on his mobility, put the pressure on the opposition ruckman. They've got to follow. That occasion, good positioning, and that really does put the acid on Manson when he's on it, and also Monkhorst to be taking note of that. He's on the interchange at the moment.
45 to 25 with 10 seconds remaining until half time. Stevens, left foot round the body. Guard in the front spot. Fraser gave him a little shove. Free kick to Guard, but time will beat Fitzroy, you'd feel. Yes, the siren sounds. So at half time, it's the Roy boys. The Lions are 45 to 25, 6-9, 3-7. Second half about to commence at Princess Park. Fitzroy 45 to 25. go to the left, Fitzroy. Paxman and Starcevich. Dundas with the first kick, his 10th for the match in the second half. Saunders decided to punch away to Richardson. Short to Starcevich at centre wing. Lehman to half forward. Manson bringing up the ruck. Got a good bounce, so favourable, and goes for goal and has kicked it.
Well, what an interesting move as Manson's kicked his first goal and Collingwood's fourth. He played in the ruck in the second quarter, came off the bench. Monkhorst started the game, replaced by Manson, and now Manson in the forward pocket and Starcevich on the ball for the start of this second half. His first goal, a fortunate bounce, but a good kick nonetheless.
Collingwood's first goal kicking to that end. 6-9 to 4-7. Starcevich marginally. Dundas punches it down towards centre half forward. Gaither running away from his own goal. Abbott dragged down. Russell, a hurried kick towards the outer side wing. Foot race back. Gale comes up to meet it. The man going back eventually picks it up. That's Blakey. Fires it back into the forward line. Kelly favoured by the kick. Awkward bounce knocked away by Abbott. Kelly, great athleticism there. Fell, got to his feet very quickly. Starcevich couldn't control it. And the ball runs out of bounds left half forward for the Lions.
Showing a bit of life on the ball now, Starcevich.
6-9, 4-7. Starcevich and Abbott opposed to this boundary throw in. Bright sunny conditions, a gentle crossing breeze. Francis over the ball, falls to the ground, picked up by Abbott. Hurried kick, gains about 15 metres. Running into trouble down there was Fraser, picked up by Lyon. Snap for his goal, bounces through. A quick reply from Lyon of Fitzroy. 7-9 plays 4-7.
Well, it was Lyon who came in and laid that heavy bump on Fraser, then followed up. Hasn't done much today, Ross Lyon. But nonetheless, that's his first goal. And he should get himself a little more into the game.
Back to the half-time margin. 20-point difference here, 7-9, 4-7. Ross Lyon replying to Manson's goal. Broderick in a tangle there in the centre with Brown. Stalemate. Shane Harris comes in to put the ball down. Collingwood needing some inspiration. Where will it come from today? Paxman goes against Starcevich. Quick kick by Saunders. Doesn't go very far. Here's Richardson. Collingwood has the numbers. Morris to put pressure on and give away a free kick.
Yes, he is getting the free kick.
Centre wing Richardson. Been reliable this season. McGuane providing a target now. The kick to the pocket. McGuane running onto it. Good kick and a strong mark by McGuane in front of Caven.
The physiotherapist and Fitzroy running down to Lynch in the goal square at the other end of the ground.
Manson the target. Stevens there. They come from everywhere. Morwood runs onto it. Chance for Gale, and he just concedes a behind under great pressure.
I think he's got a bad ankle, Lynch. Bruce down the other end of the ground. He's taking his boot off. The physio has got a bandage. Or is it his heel? He may have a bruised heel.
7-9, 4-8. So Lynch in the wars. Missed a couple of easy goals in the opening term. Scored a nice one in the second. Seacamp's kick is not good. It was too far for Broderick and not far enough for Caven. And McGuane was able to chip in and take the mark.
Well, it'll take a good kick from here to score. Mick McGuane will kick from outside the 50. He's got one this afternoon. That was a fine angle goal. Taking plenty of time. It'll fall short. They'll contest about 5 metres out. Down goes Turner, picked up by Lehman, snaps and misses. Quick thinking, just missing. 4-9, 7-9. Just under 21 minutes till three-quarter time. Final period of play this. Caven goes towards the outer side. Another massive kick. Falling down Morwood. Fitzroy work it forward towards the outer side wing. Starcevich is there. Couldn't control the ball though. Wright slides in. Face to face with Paul Roos. And it will be a bounce.
Abbott slips. Kelly unable to get there. Wine. Little handball okay to Wilden. Wilden's kick to half forward. Chance here for Lynch. Round the body. Smothered by Pert. Now Guard, who kicked a very good goal. Lynch squeezes it back. Not a bad kick. Lehman takes the mark. Goes very short. Richardson a finger tipper. Was pinpoint accuracy. Gayfer provides the run from the back pocket. Takes his time but kicks it cleverly to Kelly. Sweeps a handball to Starcevich. Collingwood mounting something here. Starcevich a bit casually in the end towards half forward. Maud was in the front spot. Yes, because Turner was waiting and Gale chipped in and took the mark and then hits Armstrong on the chest. Dundas provides the first run for him. He goes short to him now. Only gains about 20 metres. McCormack very short if he wants him. Abbott calls for it long. Oh, gee, ordinary kick to McCormack. Very poor footy.
Very slow, Bruce.
Telegraphed it, didn't he? Wrote a message for Kelly. And Kelly able to take the mark at half-back.
High towards the wing. Morris from behind, fisting away from Starcevich. Lyon emerges with it to Wine. And now Roos at full tilt. Forward of the centre. Long kick down towards full forward. Lynch. Well, a lot of work again done by both players. It seemed to push then a mark, but the umpire let the mark stand.
Fortunately, Gary Pert in front on that occasion. Just caught out. Lynch, better judgment, or was he in a more fortunate position?
He'll kick from 20 metres out directly in front. This for his second. He's had plenty of opportunities this afternoon. And a lead of 24 points. His kick truly. Fitzroy taking a grip on this game now. They lead 8-9 to 4-9.
4-2 last week. The last time they played Fitzroy, that was against North Melbourne. Lynch, problem player that day. 13 kicks, 5 handballs. That was a more confident kick for goal by Alastair Lynch.
Big lead now for Fitzroy. In a low-scoring game, they lead by 4 goals at 57 to 33. And Fitzroy's kicked 6 of the last 7 goals in this match. That's been their dominance. Broderick, well played. Armstrong back to Broderick. Lynch and Pert again. A rolling ball. Lynch off the ground, are behind. 8-10, 4-9. So Lynch, the only multiple scorer in this match to date, with his 2 goals. Pert goes short and finds Saunders in the back pocket. Can Collingwood muster something? Richardson to Pert. Goes short to Starcevich.
Oh, free kick.
Yes. Against Blakey. Starcevich. McGuane on a long lead. Caven with him. Beats Ronnie with a bit of pace. Watson. And I think Caven will be pretty happy to see it roll out of play.
That's a fair effort by Caven because McGuane very quick over the first 5. And then Caven led McGuane on that occasion for the ball.
Paxman and Morwood this time. Morwood timed it better. His kick was ineffective. Russell read it pretty well. No free kick. He's out of sorts today, Russell. Gale goes to ground. Watson over the top. And Russell there. Just 4 kicks and 2 handballs for Russell.
That's unlike Russell, isn't it?
Well, you can normally put him down for 25 to 30 possessions all up, but only 6 so far today.
There's the time remaining. Magpies down by 24 points. Paxman over the top. Against the flow, the ball is booted down towards the half-forward line by Russell, but in the road there is Caven. High kick back towards midfield, in front Abbott, fisted away. Russell again, across to Brown, chips the ball inside the 50, Manson in front.
Good thing he had his head out of the road, because it would have been taken off by Lynch, by Stevens. A wild swing by Stevens. McGuane trying to drag Gale across the mark then.
Important kick this one. Got the first goal of the term. He's kicking from, I suppose, 40 metres out. A little closer. James Manson. Good looking kick. He's got it. His second. Collingwood's fifth. They trail by 19 points now.
Could be the surprise move of the game. Stevens was playing well in the first half, and Fitzroy made a change. McCormack off the ground. He hasn't had much effect on it. I would have liked to have seen him further up the ground, but he's been playing in a forward pocket. Baldwin has come on. And Manson there in screen, his second goal.
Collingwood closed the gap. Paxman, Starcevich, Dundas's kick smothered by Russell. He's had a lift in the last minute. Wright's kick to half forward. He's also been a little quiet today. Good one by Watson. Watson round the body for goal. Kicks it. Two to Watson. Collingwood responding now at 6-9 to 8-10.
And when goals have started to be kicked like that, you've got to start and worry. Watson did well that time. It's a good battle between he and Seacamp. He is a very impressive youngster. He's been dropped this year, but being asked a big task, and that is to play in the forward pocket.
So the margin back to 13 points. This ground a buzz now. Here's Russell, had it knocked away by guard. Wide, who's been busy throughout, dragged down by Francis. Francis again, playing with great commitment in there. But that's been the cornerstone of this match so far from players of both teams. And the ball up. Well, they've trailed in 4 games at halftime this season, Collingwood. They've come back to win 2. Their last 2 against Adelaide at Football Park and Geelong last round at Waverley. Here's the bounce. Paxman gets it down. Blakey going nowhere. Paxman slides in again. Lehman's in there as well. And another whistle. They are very tough packs, these, this afternoon. They have been since the start. Uncompromising stuff. Fight on in the square again, involving, it was Wheeldon and Gafer. Meantime, Fitzroy work it down towards right half forward. Off the ground, Dundas gets it out of bounds.
Pert now playing up the ground, maybe half back.
Kelly giving Dundas a bit of a running commentary. Throw in about 60 metres out from Fitzroy's attacking goal. Dundas would be well advised to point to the scoreboard. Fitzroy leading at the present time. Pert, he was hurt, hit in the face. I think he's going to get the free kick. Gets to his feet rather gingerly.
That shook him up.
That was a clash of heads, I think. Here's Pert. Very high kick towards the wing. Francis slipped over, uncontested. Paxman grabs it, plays on immediately to Roos, storming down the ground once more. He relishes that situation, goes looking for Lynch. Great grab by Kelly.
Inspiring stuff by Kelly.
To Pert. Well, sold a big one on Wheeldon there, and then goes bang to centre wing. Turner.
Gone.
Good tackle. Excellent play by Morris. Turner to Fraser. Richardson, no free kick. Turner bumped off it. They've been relentless, the Lions today. Guards kicks a beauty to Wheeldon. Now he can go on here. Lynch will be in the square on his own.
In the square, he's too slow now. He spots him.
And he kicks it to him now. The chance here. Dundas at the back takes it on his chest and should.
Now that should be a 50-metre.
No question. Wright coming in late. No 50-metre penalty. Wheeldon a bit slow there. Lynch on his own for a moment, but he was able to get it there, and they had the numbers, didn't they, in the end? And Dundas able to take it on his chest.
Well, Harding kicked one from here. More acute angle than that of Wheeldon, of Dundas.
Tucked away in the pocket. Drop punt by the Rover. Good-looking kick. It's a goal. 9-10 to 6-9. And Fitzroy's football out here on the centre wing a moment ago set that up when they were relentless in their pressure on Collingwood.
Well, it was one well done by that young man in screen there from Alexandra. Went to Assumption College and did exactly what Abbott did down the other end. Couple of spaces out, open up the goal face and put through a very good kick.
So the margin back to 19 points. Dundas, 15 possessions. Francis, hurried kick, Lyon. Courage goes back. Oh,
didn't he hold that?
Well, he certainly had Pert very quick to see who it was on the ground after their collision just moments ago. Brown feeds it out to right, goes Goldwood, wide at the mark. It bounces out of bounds in the pocket. Manson claiming a free. He wouldn't be the umpire's favourite this week. We'll have a throw in. Well, that was interesting back in the middle. Great courage by Lyon to claim the mark. Pert saw Lyon on the ground and with great delight took off from about 10 metres away and landed on him. This is Guard. Missed the ball. Goes again. Russell running with it. Starcevich waiting for it. Emerging with it Armstrong. We've got a whistle and a bounce. Right on the 50. It's 9-10 to 6-9. The Lions lead. They came into this round knocking at the door of the top 6. Coming off their bye last week. They've looked very fresh indeed today. Paxman slaps it out wide. Working it towards the boundary line. Saunders. Starcevich over it. It goes out of bounds and will be thrown in.
Paxman to go against Starcevich. Pert and Lyon playing on one another at the back. Now Pert from the side. Thumps it towards half forward. Turner and Gale. Gale stood his ground and so did Turner. It was a good clash. Brown there over the top. And still allowed to go on. And finally Shane Harris will take control and bounce it down.
One gets a feeling the Fitzroy players relish a pack.
Well, they're hunting in them. There's no question about that. We've already mentioned earlier, Don, their strength in the hip and shoulder department today and their fierce approach. Saunders giving it up. Here's Guard. They've had the numbers again. Wind, left foot. Oh, gee, Pert a bit late. Now Wilden. Forward line opened up. Lynch provides a lead.
Oh.
So does Lyon. He'll take it.
Set Lyon up
50
there.
metres. It's 50 metres against Collingwood and they'll go back to Wilden. Somebody running across the mark.
Kelly could have kept going and fixed Lyon right up. Bad pass by Wilden to Lyon.
Well, counts for nothing now, Don, because Wilden to take a shot for goal from 15, 16 metres out to kick his first for the day and to stretch it to the biggest lead we've had so far. They did lead by 4 goals a moment ago, the Lions. They'll lead by 4 goals, 1 if he dobs this one through. And goal kicking forwards shouldn't miss these. Kicks it very high and he doesn't kick it very well. And that's only 1 out of 10. Poor effort, really. Not good enough in the circumstances. 9-11 to 6-9.
Well, he made his debut as a forward and has kicked the bag full at full forward, but he's just a little small, Wilden. He's got a good football brain. Get himself a bit fitter, he'd be a good half forward.
Well, Pert goes to the outer side. Big leap from Blakey from behind, right towards the boundary. Sweeping hand pass. Starcevich close to the line, keeps it in. There's a whistle. It was out. Well, if Fitzroy lose this game, they'll look back sadly on that last kick by Wilden on the forward line. The set shot missing from about 16 metres out. He should have got it. Had he got it, as Bruce said, the margin would have been 25 points. As it is, it's big enough. It's 20, but Collingwood still in it. Lyon from behind. Francis straight back to Lyon. Gains about 20 metres.
Oh.
Russell tripped over the ball. Francis dragged off the kick. It really is a tough game of football. Broderick to Dundas, hard against the line, pulls it back towards the kickoff line. It falls about 30 metres short of that. Gafer, the hand pass untidy. This is Saunders out of the back pocket, hugs the boundary with the kick. Russell, can he keep it in? No, he can't. And another throw in. Outer side wing. That breeze has dropped even more. It's been blowing across the ground throughout. Very gentle now. 9-11 to 6-9.
Abbott and Pert Left foot by Wine, round the body, Wilden and Richardson. Free kick, Richardson against Wilden. Now Russell. Goes bang to centre wing. Morwood and Roos. Morwood in the front spot. Roos put his hand on his back. Little gift to Wine. Has Armstrong, now Dundas. Now Armstrong. Fitzroy playing with confidence. Armstrong runs 15 metres, kicks it poorly. Richardson stops it in his tracks, and the mark is paid.
Poorly executed kick by Armstrong.
Didn't really
be a drop punt, but really didn't spin in the way it should.
He didn't steady, did he, Don, on the run there? Could have steadied up a little more and kicked it a little more accurately.
Richardson towards the outer side, honouring the lead given by Brown. Not his best day today so far. Brown pulls it back towards centre half forward. Over the top, Caven. Big fist away, worth a kick.
Oh.
Wind back to Caven. Like a steam train storming through the middle. Wielden almost held in midair. No free kick. Starcevich straight to Wielden. It sprung to his feet. Starcevich tackles him. Sliding in there is Richardson. And there's a whistle.
Comedy of errors. Maybe it's the pressure, indicative of the pressure that's out there.
And now Kelly has been penalised. He walked into Lyon after the umpire had blown the whistle, and according to the umpire, took him high. Don't often see that. Lyon, short passes to Wielden. And now can he make amends for that miss just moments ago? He'll kick from about 45 metres out. The margin is 20 points. So far, he hasn't kicked a goal. No, he goes short. Lax marking. Guards marked at 20 metres out, surrounded by Collingwood players. He was the man in the middle. They had him in a triangulation of fire. No one bothered to mark him.
Starcevich going off. Monkhurst coming on for Collingwood.
So Guard kicks. He's got it. Big goal for the Lions. Inside 7 minutes remaining in this third term. And they've kicked away now to lead by 26 points.
Well, he kicked a snap in the second quarter on about the 50-metre line down the other end of the ground, Guard, just after he came on. A more deliberate shot. That was a morale-lifting goal that won his first. And that was the steadier that Fitzroy wanted. Youngster, as a lot of these Fitzroy players are, they're certainly responding to the challenge of playing Collingwood today, Fitzroy.
71-45. Bit slack at the back there, Collingwood. Line to Wilden, Wilden to Guard, goal. Some loose marking. Monkhorst has come on. Paxman wins it clearly. A critical time now for Collingwood. Wright's kick around his body. Fitzroy's had the answers today. Roos cleverly to Gale. They've backed up wonderfully well. Seacamp to Dundas has been the big kick getter today. Abbott tried a half volley, couldn't take it. Here's Richardson. Sweeps it across to McGuane, who's slowed down a little in the second half. Up towards Morrish. Again Fitzroy in packs. Wine caught a bit slow. Well played Francis. Still Francis. Goes to Pert. Still with Pert. Shrugs off one tackle, then a second. Left foot under pressure. Bouncing ball. Stevens takes a while. Lehman off the ground. Still with Stevens. With him is Watson. Stevens goes to ground.
Oh!
Manson with Lyon going straight into him from a long way away. And it's a throw in.
You can see that coming from a mile off. Wow.
Well, he's attacked like that all day, Lyon. Ferocious, isn't he? Dundas runs it over, and gee, I think he caught the one that number 29 had earned a moment ago. So little Dundas picks himself up. He's all right. Fitzroy are in front, and he's had 16 and 2.
71-45. Clock running down to three-quarter time. Just over 5 minutes remaining in this term. Collingwood desperate for a goal on this sortie forward. Morwood, who hasn't done much on the forward line. In fact, none of the forwards have. Couldn't control that one. Going against the flow is Kelly. And a whistle. As tough as any game I've seen this season, this one. Wait for the bounce then. 10-11, 6-9. Monkhorst is there. Paxman over the top. Paxman's got the ball. Lyon couldn't control it. Armstrong did well. Ooh, was taken after it hand passed. Dundas boots it towards half forward and Guard. Armstrong very slow to get up. Meantime, guard pops it down towards the pocket, having lost his boot. Richardson slaps it out of bounds. It'll be thrown in.
He's rolling around in agony back in the near the square. Armstrong, that is. Really did get cleaned up. There he is.
Well, he's been dogged by injury, that young man. Hopefully he'll be okay, but he doesn't look too well at the moment. And he was met solidly, just a step or two late. One of those that was a halfway decision. This ball in the pocket. Kelly with plenty of time. High kick towards the wing. Roos. Big mark.
Armstrong going off the ground, being replaced.
Roos to Wine, McCormack to come back. Wine goes across to Caven, who's a thumping kick. I'll give him a chance from here. Go, bang. Kicks it right there, and touched by Lynch.
Put his hands up, Lynch. Interesting to see McGuane down there at full-back. They had Gayfer on Lynch earlier.
Gee, they're an exciting team, Fitzroy. 10-12, 6-9. They've really taken this game to Collingwood and taken it off them for the moment. It's been a tremendous contest. Turner caught. You only get a split second against the Roy boys today, or else they'll be on you. They've out-muscled Collingwood, 72-45. Going to be some sore bodies tonight on both sides. Kelly, Abbott a bit taller, wins the tap. Baldwin off the ground, out on the fall. And the ball to be relayed back, free kick against Fitzroy, and it's coming back to Turner. So Turner from half-back, one of the Collingwood veterans. Morwood Roos, who's been excellent. Seacamp gave it up. McGuane got a free kick. Just got rid of it in a hurry, Mickey, and then laid back and put the arms out and received it. Goes on very quickly to the pocket, finds Brown. Roos late, Brown's mark. Come back, Roos will be 50 if you're not careful. So Brown from 50 metres. Manson calls it for a long one. And that's where Brown goes with a high ball to the square. Manson takes off. Morwood from the side. Caven should have got a free kick. Plays it very, very well. An excellent defender's kick rolling towards the boundary line. Gayfer and Lyon. Well played, Gayfer. Now Fraser. Short one. Pert the target. Morris comes in. Pert looks for a free kick. Should have got it.
Should have got that free kick. Armstrong running around the boundary line. He's all right. You run around the boundary line now, you're not too bad.
Tough call there for the Magpies. Pert almost held the mark and then was held without the ball. Thrown in, clean possession to Monkhorst, kicks into Broderick. Brown's over the ball. And another bounce. 10-12, 6-9. And Collingwood looking down the barrel at the present time. Fitzroy matching everything Collingwood can muster. Morwood crashing in there.
Fitzroy runner's just gone out to Baldwin. Giving him a bit of encouragement. He's had a quiet day today, Jason Baldwin. He was a good player last time this team stepped out. It was against Fitzroy.
Lions led by 6 points at quarter time, by 20 at half time. So a productive term here for them. Paxman over the top. Monko's got it down though. Ball runs free down towards full forward. Stevens will be first back. Lays it off. This is Blakey. He decides to run it out. Goes over the top by hand. Seacamp. Hurried kick. As a result, Turner favoured by the kick on the outer side, and Collingwood will take it back just over the minute remaining in this term. Missed down there. Collingwood just making those mistakes that aren't costing them. Watson came up, it went through his hands, and then Manson on the ground could do nothing with it. Stevens trapped against the boundary line. Russell's hurried kick straight to Caven.
It's got better as the game's gone on. Roos to Gale. A bounce. I think he wants someone to come at him so he can charge through them again. Here we go. No, over the top. Well played to Baldwin. Takes a long time. Finally gets his kick. Lynch at the back. Gayfer. Richardson. 30 seconds remaining.
Oh, he's gone.
Roos got him, but Gayfer got it back from him. Goes short to Morwood. Collingwood with 25 seconds remaining. Now McGuane attacks the goal square with a long ball. Manson with a run. Big leap, didn't take it. Can he get it out? Oh, well played, crashing through Brown, was it? No free kick.
It was a good effort by Brown. He only had eyes for the ball. Stephen stuck his leg out trying to soccer it or toe poke it off the ground. If you can keep your eye on the ball, go for the ball like Brown did, you usually come out with it.
So the siren sounds and Collingwood are in trouble at Princes Park. They trailed 6-9 to 10-12. St Kilda doing well. 11-10, 8-7.
That surprises me.
Yeah.
What are they going to do about the Bears?
Awful, aren't they?
Who?
Getting dangerous now. What's that? What's weak, Donny?
Fitzroy leads by 72 to 45 at three-quarter time. It's been a rugged and entertaining encounter here. Paxman wins the tap. He's been brave all day. Now right from the centre with a long one to fall forward. Collingwood need a couple of early goals in this final turn. They might get one through. Starcevich runs in and goes. It's what the doctor ordered. 7-9, 10-12. Starcevich scoring his first.
Well, they've pulled a few changes, Collingwood. They got Pert now at full forward. He was moved away from Lynch in the third quarter. Starcevich was on the ball to start the second half. Now he's on the half-forward line. Monkhorst is on the ball. Manson at centre-half forward. So they're doing everything to try and get themselves back into the game.
So the margin back to 21 points very quickly. Every time they've led at three-quarter time this season, 5 times in fact, they've won. Fitzroy, McGuane, long kick down towards full forward. Seacamp from behind finds the ball first and slaps it towards the boundary line. Goes across and we'll have a boundary throw in.
How important it is to get the centre break. Collingwood have got it on the last couple of occasions, and when they do, they look dangerous.
The breeze has backed around a little bit. It is favouring the end at which Collingwood are finishing. Manson gets it down. Dundas and Wine, 2 very good players. Battle hard for the ball once more. Roderick held in the tackle long enough and the ball held to him, but the umpire decides to ball it up. So bounce inside the attacking 50 for the Magpies, who virtually have trailed all day. Monkhorst up, wins it down, intended for McGuane. Morrish, Dundas, Wine, tried to keep it in front, couldn't. Saunders stood his ground. This is Lehman across his body, but only as far as Paxman. It was rucked pretty well considering the advantage he's given away today in height. This is McCormack. It fell to him. He plays on immediately and boots towards half forward. Gafer, was he held? Yes, says the umpire. Gafer at centre half back to take it for the Magpies.
Some urgency about Collingwood at the moment. Saunders the target. Around Wilden to Starcevich. Russell. They didn't do well there, Collingwood. Tackle on Francis, very good. Paxman. Kelly should take it. Lynch from the back. McGuane sits up. Now McGuane will provide the run. McGuane kicks it very well. Wright's in the centre square. McGuane charges away. Gale in pursuit. McGuane stretching Gale out and then kicks to half forward. A fingertip at a Fraser. Too far out. Watson in the square with Seacamp. He's going to bang it towards those 2 players. Seacamp in a very good position. Off his chest, Monkhorst roving it. Oh, good one. Bit lucky, but Turner was there. And Collingwood starting the charge.
They look at Collingwood when they get it out in the open, are able to move the ball freely. Fitzroy got to go back to what they were doing the first 3 quarters and really bottle this game up.
Turner to put Collingwood a goal closer, and he squeezes it through. His first. Collingwood have come out of the blocks running in the final turn. 10-12, 8-9.
Collingwood couldn't play as badly as what they have done all day. They've had very few good players, and they've got a quality in this side, and those players just can't be denied in a whole game. They're lifting now. Fitzroy, as I just said earlier, have really got to slow this game down, bottle it up, and hunt in packs the way they were doing earlier.
So Collingwood putting it to Fitzroy to start this final turn. Paxman and Monkhorst, centre square infringement against Collingwood. Paxman will take the free, plays on immediately. Roos, as he's done so often today, peeling off from half-back. Not a particularly good kick, though. Favoured Collingwood. Two of them had a chance at that ball. Kelly, away to Saunders. They're playing with a lot more dash at the present time. Around the outer side, Saunders finds Starcevich. Down towards right half forward. High for Pert. Caven in front. Pert surely interfered with him. Caven will get the free. A developing player. Caven. Out of the back pocket towards the outer side. It hangs in the air a long time. Abbott up in front. Wind with dash. Away to Roos. If they can get a goal here, it may deflate the Magpies. Probing kick. Lynch on the lead.
You see that in junior football, what Roos did on that occasion. He had so much time, he signalled to the fellow down the ground to move. He did. He spotted Lynch. And now he's run on Roos. He's down in the forward or right forward pocket.
And that combination of Roos to Lynch has proven very effective. Lynch bending it back. It's good. Alastair Lynch from long range. Very timely goal. Fitzroy 11-12, Collingwood 8-4. You felt momentum was shifting, but that kick may steady the ship.
Well, that was great play by Wind out on the Wind out on the centre wing. He anticipated it well, went in, the ball ran for him, he picked it up, got it across to Roos, and Roos spotted Lynch, and a magnificent kick by Lynch.
78-57 at Princes Park. Fitzroy respond to the Collingwood challenge. Russell with the pace against McCormack. Goes inside, Broderick takes care of him. Wilden spins, takes his time, goes bang, gives Lynch a great chance. It rolls, it's still rolling. Just too far, behind. 11-13, 8-9. And the Lions, as they've done all day, have withstood the challenge. Lynch still hobbling a little, but 3 goals for him. It's the big goal kicker today. McGuane to go bang to centre wing. Abbott and Kelly. Lyon, well played Fraser to McGuane. McGuane sweeps it to Monkhorst. Monkhorst all taken out there, yes, by Stevens, well played. Abbott's quick kick around the corner, missed by Kelly. Ross Lyon onto it brilliantly. Needs support, or does he? Goes back to Wind, who should goal. On the run, drop punt, man has missed.
Should have kicked it, Bruce.
Well, it would have been the one, you think, that would have broken the back. Well played Stevens originally, and then very well done Ross Lyon. 11-14 to 8-9.
Well, you don't have to be in the Collingwood coach's box to know what Lee Matthews is saying at the present time. Why punch it to Monkhorst? The question hangs in the air. McGuane drives towards the outer side. Big pack at the fall of the ball. Monkhorst was up, couldn't hang on. Away comes Lyon again. Kicks it inside the 50. Off hands, it falls behind to Russell. Scrambles it out of defence towards half-back. Leading in the race is Blakey. Down he goes. Claimed by Wright.
Good effort, Wright.
Free. Brilliant pickup by McCormack. Couldn't control it. Close to the boundary line. It's knocked out of bounds by Wright, who came back strongly for Collingwood. Will have a throw-in.
Some terrific efforts out there. That of Blakey chasing after the ball. An exceptional effort by White.
And McCormack late also in that exchange. Here's Wright again. Breaks the tackle. Kicks to a vacant centre half forward. Now Stevens, well played. Has guard. Well, he uses Baldwin. Not a bad kick if Guard can get there in front of Fraser. He does. Guard goes to Lynch in the pocket on a long lead. And McGuane got a good bounce and it kept in play, and Collingwood can rebound. Switches it inside to Richardson. Takes a bounce. Steadies up. Drop punt. Stevens, Manson will go high and take a beauty.
Mark of the day.
Spectacular grab. Well, Turner not really going the right way for that, but finally gets around and then goes to the pocket. Watson, Caven in late. Watson unable to hold the mark, then caught. Collingwood.
Throwing it.
Yes, good call, Don. Well umpired from the grandstand, Don.
Do you think he heard me?
Well, he may well have, but I think he was thinking just as you were. You were in unison with the umpire.
We often look up here, Don, for your thumbs up. This is Seacamp in the back pocket. 11-14, 8-9. Paxman across half back. Goes towards the outer side wing. Collingwood have got the numbers. Kelly with dash. Fine mark, plays on immediately. Back towards half forward. Manson. Great grab just moments ago. Goes in short, intended for Starcevich. Over his head. Guard will get back first to tidy up. He's in trouble. Did well. Caven goes over the top. Stevens, the defensive side of half back, swings it out wide. Gale is at right half back, right on the boundary line. Down towards half forward. Lions in front. Gaffer from behind. Monkhorst couldn't control it. Now he'll have to go the big man. Paddles it towards the boundary line. Brown pushed across. The ball goes across too, and it will be thrown in. Well, Collingwood getting the first 2 goals of the term, and then Lynch getting a vital one, and maybe that's the one that will get the Lions home, although Collingwood still in it. McCormack towards half forward. All Collingwood. Kelly to Richardson. Fraser. Russell forward of the centre. Has a bounce. He's about 55 metres out. He settles. He goes long. It's close. Going back, the mark is held by Watson at full stretch. He was going to let it go, I think, initially, and realised it was off target and made a late decision. And has marked this one on a very awkward angle. He's got 2 so far. Bends it back. The banana kick is good.
Well, his 3rd goal, Shane Watson. A great goal, check side, but Fitzroy really did let themselves down on that occasion, because you could see what he's doing, a very acute angle. He was going to open up the goal face, but Fitzroy should have got guys across there. As soon as he deviated off the straight line to play on, they should have rushed him and really put the pressure on. He had plenty of time to do what he wanted to do on that occasion. Watson, was bad play by Fitzroy.
Well, in the last 2 weeks, Collingwood have won 2 low-scoring encounters against Adelaide and Geelong. We've got another one here, and they're coming home. Lyon, left foot, squeezed it, didn't go very far. Oh, well played, Fitzroy again. Broderick, they've been so brave today, the Lions. Again, Broderick, off the ground by Abbott. Gaffer, caught by Abbott, swings a handball. Monkhorst, well played, Collingwood to McGuane. That was Fraser. McGuane to Pert. Should have got a free kick. Didn't hold the mark, the umpire says. Manson, he was being held, Pert there. Caven rolls it over the line.
Umpire a bit far behind play on that occasion.
Well, what a critical 2 or 3 minutes here. If Collingwood can get 1 more and bring them within 2 kicks, it'll make a tremendous difference. There's a boot lost out there at the moment.
It's Gary Pert's.
His left boot. So Caven over the top. Guard versus Fraser. And Guard runs it out of play, and Fitzroy will be reasonably happy with that exchange. Plenty of time for Collingwood. Still over 15 minutes remaining in this final term.
Jeremy Guard, the 7th man taken in last November's draft. He's been a handy player this afternoon. Gale couldn't control the ball. And now we've got a whistle. 11-14 to 9-9. Plenty of time, as you can see. But getting goals hasn't been easy for the Magpies this afternoon. They've been well spaced. McGuane stood in the tackle. Down he went eventually. And another whistle. It's been that sort of game. A very tough, furious opening. The players have tired a bit, but my word, there's no questioning their application and endeavour. Monkhorst gets it down this time.
Monkhorst.
He's going to get it too. Turner had the ball and was tackled, but Monkhorst to get the free. At right half forward, plays on immediately to Francis, who wants to go and does. Down towards the kick-off line with the kick. Seacamp read it best off the boot. Plays on immediately. A hand pass comes across to Stevens from Baldwin. Stevens at right half back goes towards the wing. It pitches in no man's land, runs on and goes out of bounds right on the wing. So a throw in.
Lucky bounce for Fitzroy, because it's a 1-on-3. Wheeled and outnumbered by 3 Collingwood players as they've made a change. Fitzroy. Armstrong coming back on. It's amazing.
17 points the difference. Wind and Francis tangle. And a bounce.
McCormack has gone off for Armstrong.
Wind has been terrific this afternoon. 26 possessions. Not a particularly high bounce. Paxman straight down to Brown though, pushed off it. McGuane was held. No free kick, trying to crash his way through Saunders, and another whistle.
This is the way Fitzroy wanted. They've done well when it's been like this the first 3 quarters. Collingwood look really dangerous in this last quarter when they've got the ball out in the open and have made it run.
Still trailed by 17 points. Monkhorst, well done. Francis should have done the reflex handball. Instead goes to Manson. Manson draws Roos to him. Starcevich should go inside. McGuane runs in to kick a goal. 10, 9, 11, 14. McGuane has kicked his second, and this is the closest Collingwood has been in the final term.
And as I said, they look dangerous when they get it out and going. That was a great hit out by Monkhorst on centre wing here, over his head to Francis. Francis in turn across to Manson, who drew an opponent, and then they set McGuane on his way.
Well, the Lions are starting to falter now. The Magpies, with every step, are getting closer, and still ample time. Brown dragged down in the process of kicking. It goes about 15 metres to this side, picked up by Fraser though. Kicks inside the attacking 50. Off the ground there by Turner. Going in solidly Morrish, and we've got a whistle. And the umpires have knocked up bouncing the ball this afternoon. There's been a lot of that as a result of these uncompromising packs. So a bounce about 40 metres out from Collingwood's attacking goal. Manson. And Wine will get a free kick. He's had a lot of the ball this afternoon, Jim Wine.
Done well too.
They need to steady the Lions. Wine told to play on. Goes straight across the ground. Stevens. He goes short in turn. Baldwin just forward of half-back. Brown did brilliantly. He worked that out very well. And now McGuane an opportunity for Collingwood. Props and kicks it high down towards the 50. Morrish goes back with courage. Manson was up. Pert, quick hands away to Lehman. 40 metres out. Lehman kicks. It's a goal. Princes Park erupts. 5 points the difference. Collingwood is storming home.
Well, the boy from Waikerie, there he is on screen. His mum and dad would be very, very happy with that. Came over, an unsung player last year, really made his mark from North Adelaide, where his father played. And now he could have covered himself in glory. Collingwood 5 points behind.
Grandstand finish at Princes Park. Collingwood's army roaring them on. 5 points the difference, 11-14, 11-9.
It's a bad mistake by Baldwin. He's had a dirty afternoon today, and that would typified his effort. Out on centre wing in 2 minds and finished up turning the ball over.
5 goals to 1 in the final term. Collingwood managed 6 in the first 3 quarters. Have kicked 5 in the first 15 minutes of this last quarter. McGuane, Manson couldn't hold it. No free kick to Fitzroy. Roos getting back. Chance now for Turner. Touched by Seacan.
Yes, the umpire saw it.
Well, it would have brought the place down if he'd signalled a goal. For just a moment, I thought he was going to, but Seacan touched it clearly, and Collingwood still trails by 4 points.
Monkhorst, a real problem. His height now a telling factor in those bounce downs.
Seacamp's kick. It was a difficult one for Caven. To Gale. I think Fitzroy must attack now. Play as they did, without inhibition in the first 3 quarters. Gale stretches Monkhorst and goes again and gets caught. Great tackle, Kelly. Stopped him in his tracks. Gee, was good footy. Monkhorst chasing, Gale taking them on, and Kelly was standing it all.
Terrific chase that by the big man. He picked the wrong mark there, did Gale. Comes behind the pack. Russell outmanoeuvred by Gard, who slaps it on. Dundas couldn't control it. A few of the Fitzroy boys just looking before they go in at the moment. Collingwood aren't. Armstrong's kick goes to Richardson. Up from full back, he squares the ball. Frenetic pace now around the outer side. McGuane. Long kick towards right half forward. Knocked away by Baldwin from Turner. And it will be thrown in. 11-14, 11-10. Under 10 minutes remaining. Terrific performance by Collingwood to work their way back into this. We were hailing Fitzroy the winners at three-quarter time. Wind is swung off the ball. Sliding in there is Fraser. We'll have to have a ball up. Bounce down towards right half forward. A brief lull. Monkhorst. It falls at his feet. Gale. Well, he took on the tackler. Gale got him. And the umpire says held to him. Bit lucky there, Gale. He's had a penchant for doing that this afternoon. Trying to beat a man, and that time put the arm up. Certainly the ball wedged between he and Mick Gale. Monkhorst decisively. Saunders, was he tripped? No free kick. He backhands it on. Collingwood move it Goldwood. Standing his ground was Armstrong initially. McGuane out of the congestion. Boots it inside the 50. Well, almost. Brown goes over the top. Manson knocks on to Turner, who snaps. It comes back towards the goal square, goes across the face, and runs out of bounds in the pocket.
Desperate efforts out there, Bruce. Some terrific efforts from players on both sides.
Manson with a deft touch a moment ago. Still with Manson. Wine's little kick doesn't go very far. Armstrong pushed off it. McGuane's played a wonderful final turn. In many ways, he's been the catalyst, the inspiration that Collingwood was looking for.
Hurt himself too, Bruce, the right arm.
We're down to 7.5 minutes. Monkhorst goes against Paxman. Brown trying to lift. Now Broderick. And I think Dennis is right. Collingwood more desperate in this final term. Their attack has been stronger. Abbott's free kick, the mark paid. And whereas Fitzroy were charging into Pax earlier and taking chances, it's Collingwood that has taken the initiative from them in this final term. They've won the hard balls. Abbott's kicked to centre wing. Wilden goes very early. Stevens at the back. He'll be outpaced by Saunders, who rips it off him and whips it away to Russell, who can run. Wright's in tandem with him. Russell doesn't use him. He kicks it to Fraser. It was a big free kick, surely. An important ball, that one. It was significant because Collingwood was going to be away. And Baldwin goes wide to Gale. It sits. Gale's got guard short. Goes to Lynch, should get him. Great mark. Oh, not paid.
No, not paid.
Gee, I thought he held it. Lynch again. Against the flow. Fitzroy out of scoring range suddenly. An important ball here. Lehman runs on to Lynch. Lynch back turns round the bodyguard. Gets it, takes it.
I think I'd be moving Lynch further up the ground. Get Stevens into the full forward position. He's not over endowed with speed, Stevens. This is late in the game. You need a fresh man up the ground. A great mark there by guard. A desperate mark. I think it was Fraser, the Collingwood player, who had the set.
Well, this is the most important kick so far today. Drop punt, high one. Good kick. Goal. 3 to guard. And is that the one that Fitzroy's been looking for? 12, 14, 11, 10.
Well, that young fellow there really has stood the pressure. That goal in the third quarter was an important one that he kicked, and that one there was even more important. He did not wilt, or wilt, I should say. His goal in the second quarter, a snap over his shoulder, was also a classic. He's kicked 3 good goals today, Jeremy Gard.
So the Lions back in front by 10 points. The margin at three-quarter time, it seemed a good cushion, 27. Wind towards half forward. Collingwood needing the next goal now to stay in this contest. Worked forward by Broderick, on his knees Gaifer. Opportunity for Brown on the outer side now. Brown down towards half forward from behind Roos. Total commitment there. Got it forward. Manson seems to be hurt. Meantime, Baldwin comes away. Or is it Pert who was hurt? Pert, I think, is slow to get up. It comes to Gaifer meantime. Gaifer goes to Kelly. Short to Francis. Francis decides to take a run. He's at left centre wing. He boots it down towards half forward. Up comes Seacamp. Dropped it. They wrestle to Blakey and Wright. And a whistle.
Oh, what a terrific game. This last quarter, fantastic.
5 minutes remaining. A bounce on the 50. The Magpies end. Morrish. Blakey left it behind. Lehman pulls it back. It's bending back. That's a magnificent goal. His second. And Collingwood are back in the hunt. 4 points the difference.
Well, his first goal earlier in this quarter was a ripper, but that was even better. These players certainly rising to the occasion. Guard's goal earlier, and now that one by Lehman, his second. What a beautiful goal under the circumstances.
Magnificent finish at Princes Park. Collingwood have kicked 6 goals in the final term. Paxman, Saunders missed it. Gafer, Kelly. They won't stop coming, Collingwood. Manson the target. Watson with a fly. Seacamp at the back. Now Watson. Well, he can kick a goal. Goes for it. Roos should take it. Does. And the champion, the captain, who's won the best and fairest 3 times and led Victoria on Tuesday night, goes to half-back. He likes Abbott. Abbott takes the mark. Well, not paid.
Come on.
That was a terrible decision. It should have been paid. Watson over the top. And a ball up. So Shane Harris there in a good position, deciding that right coming over the top of Abbott. Collingwood within 4 points. 3 3/4 minutes remaining. A quick kick away from Armstrong. Lyon has been a little quiet in the final term. Dundas looks for a free kick and gets it.
What?
Handballed away quickly and then threw his arms out and was impeded. 17 and 3 for Dundas, and Wind has had 12 and 16, so the little men have been very productive for Fitzroy.
3 minutes 20 seconds to go. Ball on the wing. Monkhorst gets it away. It's out of bounds from his fist and will be thrown in. The clock continues to run.
Paxman should hit it towards the boundary, a little over his left shoulder. Monkhorst should get it out in the open, so it'll run.
Monkhorst behind, right out of mid-air. And again, it crosses the boundary line. Valuable time being consumed now. We're under 3 minutes. And Fitzroy lead by 4 points. They've led virtually all day, but a barnstorming finish from the Magpies. Roderick ran into a teammate. Down went Paxman. They've got every Fitzroy player in sight. Somebody had to be holding the ball. About 3 Collingwood players had tackles or arms up and hold of the jumper on 3 opponents as the ball comes in short from Brown to Manson. And Manson now will kick from right on the 50. I doubt he can get a goal from here. He got 2 valuable goals in that 3rd term. He goes for distance. That's a very good kick. They contest about 2 metres out off hands, minor score. So the margin is 3 points.
Just over 2 minutes left.
Caven has got Dundas if he can find him. Manson with the fly. Well played, Stevens. Left foot though by Collingwood by Fraser. Seacamp, oh, here's the goal. Pert goals. Collingwood in front.
And what about the irony of that? Gary Pert.
Well, Pert's had a dirty afternoon. Started at full back. He's moved up onto the half back line, now at the full forward line, and he's covered himself, or has he covered himself in glory? That's the goal that's put them in front, Collingwood. A series of mistakes. The ball, fortunately, falling into Pert's hands.
Well, it's a game of centimetres so often. An unlucky touch by a Fitzroy defender deflected it from a teammate. And the Collingwood man waiting behind an ex-teammate. Fitzroy now, desperately, with 1:40 remaining, must get the next goal. They trail by 3 points. Collingwood 13-11. Fitzroy 12-14. A magnificent come-from-behind situation here for Collingwood. And it will be a victory if they can last this next 1:25 now. Down goes Lyon. Was he pushed in the back? Not according to the umpire. Monkhorst suggesting he was holding the ball. And we'll have a bounce.
Done a terrific job in the last quarter, Monkhorst.
Marvellous game of football, this one. Here's the bounce then. Paxman with the run, gets it down. Taken by Francis. High kick towards the outer side wing. And from there, it will run out with the assistance of McGuane. So a throw in on the wing inside the last minute of the game. Paxman and Monkhorst will ruck. And we're down to 40 seconds now. Monkhorst back towards the boundary intelligently, but Broderick in the road.
Left foot guard with a chance. Paid. Too far out to score, you'd think. He's kicked 3. There's 30 seconds remaining. Must go quickly now. Last chance for Fitzroy. What a fitting finish this is. Roos! No, unable. Still an opportunity. Abbott can't crash his way through. Roos' left foot kick is a goal! Unbelievable finish. Well, you talk about irony. Roos to match Pert. What a contest. 13, 14, 13, 11. And Don, if ever a captain has kicked a goal, it was then.
Well, he really did lift himself. He's come down from centre-half back. He's flown over the top of the pack. He just couldn't control it. Abbott tried to take them on, bust the pack, but he couldn't do it. But then Roos in the fortunate position of kicking that left foot snap. It's put Fitzroy back in front. Can they hang on? There's 11 seconds.
It's been one of the great games. No question about that. 10 seconds remaining. Can Collingwood pull something out here? Gale misses. It's ticking. It's ticking. Fitzroy have won it. The Lions will win it. Here we go. Well, if ever the character of a club could be questioned and answered, it was today. Because Collingwood gave it to Fitzroy in the last quarter. And if Paul Roos remembers one game from this season, I'm sure it's going to be this one. What a week he's had. Captain of Victoria, and to do that in the dying seconds.
What a terrific game of football. Marvellous game. Played so hard. It deserved a big finish. It got it. And, of course, Pert and Roos. So much was said about them during the course of the week. Close personal friends. It came down to a virtual shootout this afternoon, and that man, number 1, brandishes his fist to the crowd because he had the last say in this game.
Fitzroy win a classic at Princes Park by 3 points as the captain runs off the ground. 13-14 Fitzroy, Collingwood 13-11.